Welcome to another Betty the Bay update. Apparently you guys like this sort of amateur style, so fuck it, in the interest of making it easier, I'm going to do that again. So here's a quick look around at what's been done so far. So as you can see, we are in a different location and she's in good company. There's plenty of camper vans here. And then Tina, the tent box, as you can just about see, is behind her there. Yeah, took it here just so that I can get more work done on it because I'm here a lot more often and my dad kind of wants to help out with bits and pieces. As you can see, she's up on ramps. That has literally only just happened. In the last video, I was just starting to turn into the inside floor. So at the minute, obviously there's a big diesel in the way, but in the process of getting rid of all of the crap on the top half as well. I went to the local motor factories there and just grabbed any blues they had because I buffed it all back to primer. I did the same format as the floor, buffed it back, rust treated it, red oxide, primer, and then I just wanted to throw any kind of blue over the top just to give it some layers of protection. That is why it looks like I painted it with my cock. It looks fucking terrible, but ignore that. So I found wee bits of rot in the roof. Now you can't actually see them from the outside. The problem is they are under the pop top. So you might be able to see them better when the pop top is lifted. So I'll have to take care of that somehow. But it'll not be too big a deal, I'm sure. You can sort of see what colour it's going to be on the left there. That's the closest to the actual Volkswagen Neptune blue. So far it's just been honestly removing rust. Getting ready to put this thing in. So what I'm going to do now, the plan for today anyway, is back here. So the Volkswagen air-cooled engine, I have somebody who wants it. Well, actually I have multiple people who want it, but there's somebody who asked me for it long before anybody else and so on, so he's getting first go at it. Plus he doesn't care if it runs, so that's actually most important to me. So now, I've never done it before, but I'm going to take the engine out, which hopefully won't be too bad, and that means I can start into this engine bay and get it all nice. Fuck, that scared the shit out of me. It's because of the angle it's at. The sliding door just closed. I'm sick. Anyway, I never removed this before. Now everybody on the internet says, oh, it's only 4 bolts to remove a Beetle engine. Now granted, this isn't a Beetle, it's a van, but the premise of the engine is always basically the same. Yes, it's 4 bolts to remove the engine from the gearbox, but what nobody tells you is that there's all the wires and fuel lines and everything else to disconnect before that. So yes, it's simple, but it's more work than you think, and when you have no idea what you're looking at, it's a wee bit more complicated than that. So I put it up on the ramps because to remove these you drop them down, obviously. So I'm gonna get stuck into that now. I'm not gonna film it because I just need to get it done. So that is the plan for today, to get the engine out. So fingers crossed. So I'm underneath the bay at the minute, getting ready to check out the drive shafts. And I'm just looking, and this thing has got brand spanking new hoses and new copper brake lines the whole way on the back. Nice. Obviously there's a lot of cleaning up to be done here, but sure, we'll get this engine out and that'll give me loads of room to do it. So some time has passed. It is a different day because of reasons. The Mercedes here tried to kill itself by losing alternator power at first. I'm waiting on a set of brushes, and then it decided to try and throw itself into a hedge despite being in park. God knows. So time has been a wee bit sporadic, but we got something cool to see here. Because now, on top of all of the beautiful blue inside, we've got an engine outside. So I'll have to get a torch for this, hang on. Or flash, that'll do. This is the very first time I've looked at this engine bay since taking that engine out, because I took that engine out literally seconds ago. It's a bit crusty. I don't expect any less, let's be real. I still need to take the gearbox out. Couldn't get to those top bolts for whatever reason, so I decided, screw it, I'll take that out separately. So yeah,
Bye.
yeah, it's a little bit scabby, but hey, we'll sort it. This is where the air filter housing was. Now, all the pictures I've seen of people with bay windows on the internet don't have that, and it's either going to be an awesome bracket or it's going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm not going to remove it just yet, but I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use it for. So in behind here, I'm learning all this as I go along. But in behind here is like a bulkhead, or sorry, this is a bulkhead, and then behind it is the petrol tank. So that's going to have to come out to get the varnishy smelling petrol out, but also to turn it into a diesel tank. So I've kind of got the gist of how I'm going to make it into a diesel tank. I need to take it out and I need to drill a hole, and I need to add like a return feed. Apparently Brazilian or water-cooled bay windows already had this because they had a fuel-injected engine. So depending on what condition that tank is in when I take it out, I'm hoping it's been protected by the elements, and having had fuel in it, it should maybe be okay. Who knows? But all I can do is take it out and have a look. So the next port of call will be taking the gearbox out and then taking the petrol tank out. And that means finally I can start cleaning up underneath, cleaning the engine bay, and look into whatever welding needs to be done. Nobody ever said it would be easy trying to fix a 350 pound bay window, but I guess here we are. But if you'd like to make it a little bit easier, you can support the channel by going and buying some t-shirts or some merchandise. If you go onto our web store, 427motorsports.co.uk, there is a Betty the Bay section, and everything that's bought from that section goes entirely towards just fixing this. So if you'd like to, go ahead. You can also join our Patreon or whatever. We do have ways. We never normally mention it that much or ask about it because we don't feel right asking for money, but I guess if you're contributing towards this being fixed, it's a different story. We will be working out some kind of cool way to showcase the people that have bought t-shirts or bought merch or whatever. I will be keeping a list. It'll be something cool. Either way, the community is going to be a big part of this van, so stay tuned for working out how the hell we work that out. So for now, this has been the latest update on the Betty the Bay saga. I hope you've enjoyed looking at what I've done this week. Next weekend will be, hopefully, fingers crossed, finally finishing the Subaru, so I mightn't have an update for then, but during the week, this week, I will be taking the gearbox out and getting started into the engine bay. So probably not this week, but the week after, there'll be another update on Betty, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be really far on. So yeah, I've been Tomo, this is 427 Motorsports. Thanks very much for watching, and good luck.